Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy here. Happy Monday, start of a new week. Let's see how the portfolio performs this week. I'm super excited. I just want to start the video off. I know I usually do it at the end, but I want to make sure you know I'm super thankful. We got 10 subscribers in a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm not a big channel yet, so that's phenomenal growth. And today we're going to surpass 3,000 views. Now guys, we started in October. Like mid-October, I believe. So I've been up for about a month, but not much more. So in 3 months, we've accumulated 3,000 views, which is great. And we have over, like, I think 55 subscribers now. I got, like, 7 this weekend. So it's just crazy. I just wanted to let you guys know how thankful I am for everybody who's checked out my channel, to all the bigger YouTubers that have followed me and talked to me on Instagram and shouted me out and stuff like that. It's been a blessed weekend. So thank you. I just want to, show you my gratitude. I'll probably say it again at the end. Hopefully I'm not an annoying broken record, but I'm really excited to grow this channel, and I'm very thankful for the growth that we've had. And I feel like people who are always grateful, and show gratitude deserve what they get. So, as long as I'm thankful and I'm not cocky and I want other people to win, I think I'll keep growing. So I genuinely am super thankful. So anyway, let's jump into the portfolio performance after that sappy crap. So today on the day, we're up about $60, about 0.36%. We stayed above 16.5, which is great. The next goal is 17K. Next, we are up for the week about 2.92%, $470. For the 3-month mark, which look at that bar right there. It just like goes way up. For the month, we're up $1,270, about 8.26%. For 3 months, this is where it gets crazy. So my percentage almost doubled. So for the 3-month mark, we're up $2,397, or 16.9%. For the year, we're up $2,154, or 14.93%. And this is where it gets crazy. So if that's my return for the past year. This is my all-time. Let's look. $2,027, or 13.93%, which would be pretty much be 14%, which the S&P a year does about 7. That's your overall, average rate of return is 7 to 9%. So right now, for as long as I've been investing, which that's crazy, we've done about 14%. That's insane. And keep in mind, so I've been talking to Lydia Santiago. She's another investor. She's moving to Ameritrade instead of Robinhood, which I totally understand why. But so if you haven't checked her out, go check her out. She's awesome. But she mentioned that a lot of the stocks that I decide to hold are stocks that people don't really attribute to growth. Like, they don't think these stocks grow because they're big blue chip stocks, which I get. Usually you get the most growth out of growth stocks or smaller capped stocks, because smaller caps have more room to grow. Bigger caps don't grow as much because they've done their growing. They're at the biggest point that they can be, technically, market cap wise, and there's only so much you can grow once you've hit a certain point, right? That makes sense. But I'm still getting remarkable growth out of these stocks because I got lucky with Target, and I've gone through it before. But the reason I've gotten such good returns is because I bought these stocks on bad news, or I bought these stocks when they were slammed or when they had acquisitions. So that's why I'm getting such good returns, as I'm buying lower than most people do. So, like, a lot of times when people invest in stocks, they do it after they've already run up. And I didn't necessarily wait for these stocks to go down. Like, I didn't sit and, like, contemplate when to buy for a year and a half. But I did buy it before assets were realized, or when acquisitions happened, or when people were afraid of retail, or when people said oil was out because they're going to have electronic cars in 2 weeks, which is ridiculous. So I just bought on bad news, guys. That's really all I've done, is bought big, good, valuable companies, quality companies, when they were down. So, and as you can see, it's been going pretty well. Just for a perspective for you, my mom has a growth stock mutual fund. She gets about 17 to 8. She got like 17 to 21%, but she has small and mid cap and emerging economy in her growth stock mutual fund. So I'm doing similar numbers to what she's doing with like none of the risk, which is crazy. It's crazy days. So anyway, let's take a look at the performance real quick. See how we are doing. Total gain, we're up 300 bucks on Altria. That's not normal. But any gain's going to be a decent gain now because we have over 100 shares. Or so, excuse me, we have about 100 shares. We're approaching it. So like even $1 up is going to be $100. So from here on out, we're going to have pretty decent, either really good returns or really bad returns with Altria. Because think about it, as your portfolio gets bigger, as you focus on individual holdings, which is what I've been doing with Altria, the gain and loss per share either fluctuates up or down, and the bigger the holding, the more dramatic those numbers are, which just makes sense. So if it goes down, it's going to be down a decent amount because I have so many shares. So just be ready for that. As you grow your positions, keep in mind that you don't want to be too focused on one position. Like right now, Altria is about 30% of my portfolio. It's a dividend king, so I'm comfortable with that. Like, that doesn't freak me out that much. It is a little higher than I'd like it to be, but it wouldn't be as high if I didn't double up on that position, because a while ago, I think I showed it to you guys when I did it. I did double up on this position. I had like 44 shares or 45 shares before, and then I doubled up, and then I just bought 2 more with the AbbVie and AT&T dividends. So just keep in mind to adjust your portfolio to your risk tolerance, because you don't want to have 100% of your money in one stock, right? But you don't want to, if you're going to buy 50 stocks or 70 stocks, buy the S&P, because you might as well spend less money and be more diversified if that's your goal. Like, there's a certain limit to how many stocks you should hold versus just buying an ETF. So there's like a line you have to kind of decide. Like, for me, I think I've chosen like 20 stocks total, and that's fine for me. I might do like 21 or 22 depending on if I want to keep MasterCard, Disney, and Apple. So I might go up to 25, but still there's like 2,800 stocks I think on the market. So in hindsight, I'm really only doing like 2 to 5% of the stocks on the market. Probably not even that. So just keep in mind that the more you put into a stock, the more likely you're not. Excuse me, I want to reword. The more you put into a stock, the more violent the reactions of that stock are to your portfolio. So make sure you buy good quality companies. You do your research, and you don't put like 75% of your worth in Tesla and then like 25 into Johnson & Johnson. Just be mindful about where you put your money and be prepared for the volatility you choose depending on the stock that you decide that you want to buy. So just be, buy in line with your risk tolerance. So we're up $300 on AbbVie, or sorry, Altria. We're up 36 bucks on Coca-Cola, and I know I probably say this every time. Coca-Cola really trades sideways. Usually doesn't go up, usually doesn't go down. So it's kind of like a sideways stock, which is good. So this is one of those, like, unlike Altria, that's up, it's only up $2 a share, I believe, or $3 a share, but it's a huge position, so it's going to look bigger. But Coca-Cola is one of those that, I could buy it right now, and I'd only go up $2 per share. So Altria and Coca-Cola are still at prices that I would be comfortable buying it. It's not like some of these that have run up $7 or $8. I won't touch them now. Speaking of which, AT&T, this son of a gun, is ticking me off. So it's about 14% of my portfolio, close to 15% of my portfolio, and I hate them. They are my Achilles heel, Black Plague. Screw you, AT&T. Not really. I mean, I'm happy about the gains, but the reason I get irritated is because this is like my second favorite stock of all time. I think one would have to be Johnson & Johnson, then AT&T. I'd probably change it every day, but like Johnson & Johnson, AT&T, then I really like Lowe's. I pick Kings. Don't really matter. Like, I pick Kings and Aristocrats, so but AT&T's in my top 5. And the reason I'm mad, I'm not salty. I don't think they're a bad business. I love their business model. I love their content. I love their mainstay business. Because I don't think, cell phones are going to go anywhere, and they've got a great business model. But the reason I'm mad and salty, as a dividend investor, you want your stocks to go down so you can get not only a better buy price and have a bigger upside potential, but you also want to do that because the lower you buy the stock, the higher the yield is, especially if you buy good, genuine companies that have a history of growing their dividend. You're not guaranteed that they're going to keep their dividend going, but it's great to buy stocks low and sell them high. That's the whole point of the market. That's how you make money in the stock market. So the reason I'm salty is because this has jumped up like ridiculous amounts, like $8 a share, and that over $8 a share, and that ticks me off because I'm a dividend investor. I want a better yield on cost, and I don't want to add at these prices. But I love the stock so much it's hard for me not to buy it. It's my second favorite stock of all time, and I can't touch it right now. It drives me nuts. Anyway, AbbVie, we're up even more on AbbVie. We're up 1,000 holy crap dollars. That's insane. So we're up we're up 500 on that on AT&T, and we're up 1,000 plus on AbbVie, which is great. Up $34 today. Again, like I said with Altria Group, both AT&T and AbbVie are pretty large positions. I bought them both when they were down. I bought about 60 shares a piece because I'm like, okay, I don't think telecom's going anywhere, and pharmaceuticals are good luck. So they're stable businesses. This one is a little bit too dependent on a single drug, but they're fixing that with this acquisition and they're buying off debt. So I'm happy about it. But just like AT&T, I'm limited because I don't want this to jump up $12 a share. So it's annoying because I love this stock. Love the company, really love the dividend hike that they just announced for February, and I don't want to buy anymore because they're too high, so I got to find other investments. But again, life of a dividend investor, it's weird because I know most people want the stock market to go up. I do because I know there's a lot of growth investors out there, and I want investors out there, and I really do want everybody to win. But the issue is that's bad for me because I don't get a really good yield on cost, and my dividends technically go down when the stock market goes up. The percent goes down. Next, we've got Walgreens, and this guy moves like crazy. So, like, this is one of those stocks that is either down like $7 or it's up like $7. And eventually, I will buy more. But just like AbbVie and AT&T, they have run up about $7. So, I don't want to jump in and get $7 more on my yield or my average cost. So, again, Walgreens is no-go for me. And then we have ExxonMobil, which this is the only stock in the portfolio I'd probably add to personally right now. This, Altria or Coca-Cola, but I don't know. Like, they're still up. So those are the only three safe ones that I'd add in this portfolio. But I would jump into more ExxonMobil. They've got a great dividend history. They pay great. You know, they're consistent. I know it's big oil and people are afraid of that, but I would like to make big oil about 15% of my portfolio, so about 4% more, however much more money that is. So probably gonna get it up to like 30 to 40 shares would be my guess, maybe 35, but that's probably it. But Exxon's down. It's always down, which is good for me. I love that. As you can tell, I don't freak out when my stocks are down. The whole video I'm saying I want my portfolio to crash. A little morbid, but you guys, if you understand dividend investing, you will understand why I want them to go down, because I want a better dividend. I want a better yield on cost. So thank you, Exxon. Stay down until I can transfer 1,000 over and buy more shares. Then we have Target, I think, king of retail. I think they're doing better than Walmart stock price wise and dividend wise. Dividend history, they destroy everybody, every retail stock. There's nothing else in the retail sector that pays like this. And what I mean by that is they're a dividend king, so they've probably paid for your entire lifetime if you're watching this, which is crazy. And not only have they paid, they've increased it every year you've been alive, too. So think about that. That's like, go to a job. Let's say your job pays you, say, $10. Let's say you work minimum wage. Let's say $7. Say you just got a job out of high school, but that pizza place is gonna bump your pay up by like 20% every year. Doesn't sound like a lot, but over the course of your lifetime, it's going to add up. That's what this does. That's what this does, and that's exactly what you want out of a stock. That's what Coca-Cola does. That's what Altria does. They don't do as big of growth because you have to think it's been 50 years, so there's like a large cap stock. There's only so much growth that they can do before they start affecting the business. But all three of those companies, and a lot of the companies on my watch list that I'll show you, have done this. That's why I want the stocks. Like, I don't even care what sector they're in. If they're a king, they're on my watch list or I'll siphon through, and that's really all it takes. Like, I'll study the business. Of course, I'm not an idiot, but if they have king or aristocrat or king status, I tunnel vision on those stocks. So, love Target. I think they're the king of retail, regardless of what people say. Until Walmart pays a dividend for 50 years, which I think it's pretty close, then I would consider it at par with Target. But until then, they're chumps to me. So that is the portfolio. Not a big portfolio. It's funny because I was talking to Lydia Santiago last night, and we were just, BS and talking about stocks and whatnot. It's great. I love talking to people, especially people who are smart and talented like that, and know what they're doing. But she talked to me about how a lot of the stocks that I've picked are stocks that people don't think of when they think of a growth stock because they're big dividend payers. So it's awesome that I can get returns like they're growth stocks because of where I buy them at, but they're technically dividends. So I get growth and I get dividends and appreciation of the stock too, which is awesome. So I have three ways of growth. Either the stock price goes up, which as you can see on my numbers, they are. So stock price is appreciating because we're in a bull market. I buy them low, so I get a better yield, and the dividend grows over time. So not only do I get appreciation, I get dividend growth as well. So that's phenomenal. Next, we're gonna go over my watch list. Philip Morris, another nicotine stock. They haven't paid for 50 years, but they're an aristocrat, and they pay a pretty big dividend. I think it's like $1.05 or $1.07 now. I don't remember, but maybe it's like $1.11. But they pay over $1, and I think they're only like $80 a share, so 89. Yeah, so they're about $100 a share, so that's great. Walmart pays like 56 cents, and they're $1.20 or $120. Illinois Toolworks pays over $1. They're $175, and then Ecolab is the last one to finish out on 5710, and they only pay about $56, but they have a decent line of growth, and they only pay 33% for the payout ratio. So happy about that. Next, we got Starbucks. They've increased their dividend for double digits for a long time, and they're the biggest coffee chain in the world. Love them. Then you got Lowe's. They are a home improvement store. They have paid a dividend for every single year that they've been on the stock market. So odds are, again, like I said with Altria, Coca-Cola, and Target, they have probably paid for your lifetime. So it's pretty safe to, I mean, don't take financial advice from a dude on YouTube, but for me personally, that's the type of growth I like. So, and they've got just a stellar record of how much they, not necessarily, so here's the thing with Lowe's and Starbucks actually. They both have a decent number of growth, like years. Lowe's is like double, I think, Starbucks. But the reason I love Lowe's is because their percentage is double-digit percentage. So not only have they paid a dividend, because a lot of stocks can't even do that, can't manage that. They've paid a dividend. They've grown the dividend for 50-plus years. And they have like double-digit year-over-year growth. That's insane. So Lowe's is definitely going to be the first stock that I buy for 811 because I love them. Next, Procter & Gamble. Everybody knows this company. Even if you don't know, you know this company, you know this company. They are a dividend king as well. That's why they made it on the list. They have products that people buy every day. So it's one of those stocks that's going to be safe in any economy and hedge my portfolio against a crash because, like I said, again, just like say Walmart, people are still going to grocery shop, right? People are still going to use toothpaste, deodorant, mouthwash. Let's hope if the economy collapses, people are still going to wash themselves. That's why I love Procter & Gamble. They're so diversified, and they will really hedge my portfolio against in a bad economy. Then we have one that I just added last night. So I did have Visa, and I love Visa, and I love MasterCard. I really do. But the reason I picked American Express is because they pay about a 10 cents more a share versus Visa and MasterCard, and I'll show you why that real quick. I'll show you why that matters to me so much. So MasterCard. So again, like I said, I don't think you can go wrong in this space. I mean, even like Capital One or Discover wouldn't be a bad pick. But the reason I picked American Express is because for the dividend that you pay here, I'm gonna put these guys right below. Like, look at the price of these stocks. So, I here's my rule: if it's a dividend aristocrat, I'm willing to pay about a 20 to a 25 PE. For a king, which as you can see, probably with Procter & Gamble, they're way overvalued. They're 4 times the market. But you pay a premium for these stocks for the growth. And I understand that there's growth priced into the stock. There's dividend growth priced in. There's that stellar track record. So they are worth paying extra. Not Procter & Gamble levels, but they definitely are. I want to see where Lowe's is at. Yeah, Lowe's I'd probably be okay with. They're a little bit high. They're still too high, but I'd be willing to buy them. But the reason that I wanted to show you these stocks, so um, American Express pays 43 cents a share. Visa, I believe, pays 30 cents or 33 cents a share, and then Visa pays 30 cents a share, and then Mastercard pays 33 cents a share. For your yield on cost, and dividend, you're way better to be buying American Express. And they all three have a decent amount of market share. Like Visa's the leader, and then it's Mastercard. American Express, Discover, and Capital One kind of get fall by the wayside. But for the price versus dividend, you're better off to go with American Express or Capital One. So I just want to show you guys that. And again, like I said, all three of those credit cards, those card stocks, those transaction fee stocks, they're phenomenal. You can't really go wrong on the space. All three of them are great. It's just for me personally, the price makes the most sense with American Express. It's more affordable and it pays a bigger dividend. Next, we have Caterpillar. They are a dividend aristocrat. They paid for 25 years. They're the leader in like machinery, as in like construction machinery. And if you've seen a work site, you've seen a Caterpillar machine. Like they're everywhere. They're like bulldozers. They do like I don't even know. They're so diversified. I can't even come close to naming it. But everything that they own, like equipment wise, and they can rent out. But I like their business model. We're always gonna need construction. There's always construction going on where I live, like up the street. It's crazy. The First Avenue, I live like right off of it. That was being like that was under construction from the time I started at Godfather's, and that was 2013, and it stopped like 2 years after I graduated. Just to put that in, they literally were working on that road for like 4 to 5 years. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so Caterpillar, like them, the only issue with them that I have is that when the economy's down, there's not a lot of construction going on. Like that's just how it kind of goes. It kind of reacts to the economy. But again, with some of these other really good stocks, like Philip Morris is good for a recession. Walmart's good for a recession. Target is. AbbVie's Healthcare, Telecom, another two dividend kings up there. So like my portfolio can take a little bit more. This isn't even really risky. Like it's not like a Tesla risk, but overall, I feel like my portfolio is hedged enough to have another like even waste management. That's not going anywhere. Johnson and Johnson's healthcare, 3M is so diversified. Like McDonald's, people buy cheap food regardless of the economy. So like I said, I'm okay with taking a little bit more risk in Caterpillar, but they're still pretty safe overall. They just will react to the economy, so I have to keep that in mind. But next we have Waste Management, and they're not going anywhere. They're the biggest trash like distributor, like they biggest trash like collector in the world. They have the most like refineries for trash and disposing of it, so I'm not worried about them. We're always gonna produce trash. So because I'm gonna keep producing videos. Whoop whoop. Had to. I'm gonna start doing that every video. But that's something that's always going to be there. So that's a very safe stock in my opinion. I know Lydia loves that stock. Love you, girly. But that's something that we share is that I love Waste Management as well. The price is a little high, and I have other stocks on my watch list that I really want. Next, 3M. They make Post-it notes, and they own like a lot of aisles in home improvement stores. So, I think they're pretty safe. They make like light bulbs and tape and Post-it notes. Again, stuff you probably, well, you're going to have to buy light bulbs, but stuff you probably buy without realizing that it's 3M. But it's kind of weird, guys. If you go to like Menards or whatever, sometimes just go look. Like in the paint section, they've got a crap ton of stuff like with like fixtures and stuff like that, HVAC, plumbing, lighting, fixtures. They own so much. Like, it's crazy. If you go to one of those stores, you'll literally see like 150 different products in like the same aisle from 3M. It's crazy. So I feel great about owning them. I will eventually. They'll be a pretty big part of the portfolio. And then of course we have the juggernaut McDonald's down at the very bottom. I just organize these by price and the month that they pay. And McDonald's is my favorite food stock. I've looked into Texas Roadhouse and restaurant like international brands, which is Burger King, and even Yum Brands, which is Taco Bell, KFC. Um, I feel the most comfortable with McDonald's. I know they're less diversified, but they just destroy it. And the thing is, they are a restaurant, but they're actually a real estate company. It's weird, I know, but look into it. Watch the founder. You'll understand it with Batman. What's his name? Michael Keaton. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Thinking Keith Urban. Like, he's not a country singer. He's freaking Batman. So yeah, that movie really explains kind of how it was kind of sleazy how he got the business, but it was pretty genius. So it kind of shows his whole story, Ray Kroc, and how he made McDonald's. Or how he took over McDonald's. He didn't make McDonald's. He totally stole the company. But anyway, so McDonald's is real estate, but they use burgers and fries to cover their real estate costs. It's pretty sweet. It's a great way to do it. So, and they own buildings. They lease them out to franchisees. So they have to pay a franchising fee, and they tend to own the real estate that it's on, so they don't have to pay for that. And they put the restaurants in specific high growth areas, so it's an awesome setup for them. So I love the business model of every single one of these stocks. I've done a lot of research on them. Most of them are kings or on their way to being kings. So yeah, love stocks. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching. I'll have another video out Tuesday. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and when you do, hit the bell notification, because we just hit 16.6. No, I'm just kidding. That won't last. But because we're only up over 6 for $4. But remember to hit the subscribe button, because you don't want to miss any updates, because this portfolio is growing, and I'm passionate, and I love what I do, and I want you to win. So those are all good reasons to stick around and keep watching. So if you guys want to talk stocks, feel free to comment down below on the portfolio performance, what stocks you love, what stocks you wouldn't have on my watch list, whatever. I'm totally open book. I don't care. Go for it. And if you want to talk to me personally, to reach me, talk about stocks, life, whatever, I'm an open book. I'm cool, chill, laid back. I'm cool talking to people. Follow me on Instagram on that Dividend guy. You can DM me. I follow pretty much everybody back. So, and I do post on there sometimes, but you're better off to follow me on YouTube, because I was posting on Instagram every day, but now that I'm on YouTube 5 days a week, I kind of let that slide. But I still use it to talk to people that are, I have friends on there that I talk to every day. So it's still a good place to get a hold of me. And if you want to really talk deep dive on stocks, feel free to DM me. So remember to subscribe to that Dividend guy on YouTube. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates, because I will update my portfolio, or update you guys on my portfolio 5 days a week. And on top of that, follow me on Instagram at that Dividend guy. No spaces. And feel free to talk to me on there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Monday. We hit 16.6-ish, so pretty happy about that. And let's just keep growing, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Monday.